The following is an original A-Livin' podcast.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we had ourselves a pretty big Brickyard 400 weekend, and we had a good amount of racing on top of that. Not just WLA if you were watching on the YouTube/Twitch side of things, but also in real life with the trucks at IRP, and then just down the street at the Brickyard, you had the O'Reillys and the NASCAR Cup Series, and we had a couple of first-time winners. Well, of course, Carson Quapple getting his first career win, and first time seeing the racetrack for Corey HEIM. He gets his first Brickyard 400 win, I believe, in his first start in that event. But we're going to talk about it all right here on this episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR. As always, I'm Elijah Leonard here with you. To the bottom is Wyatt Walker. He'll be joining on his computer here shortly because he had just pulled up. To the right of me is Sly, and to the bottom right, that is Nathan Stapleton. Gentlemen, what's going on? How are we doing?
Finally relaxed and out of the heat.
All right. I was about to say.
Fantastic.
I was about to say, so we know exactly how Stapleton's feeling. It's a bunch of crickets.
Yeah, totally.
Totally. But, of course, we'll hear from Wyatt in shortly. Again, because he had just pulled into his house and he's getting ready to get situated over on his computer. But you may or may not notice, there's probably going to be not going to be too much of a difference. But just for a little bit of context, for the first time in about 2 years, pretty close to 2 years, this is our first live streamed edition of Gamers Talk NASCAR. So what this will mean is that this whole entire episode is going to remain unedited, with the exception of adding the intro, the outro, and then the prediction music, and then all the points graphics that you see on the bottom left of your screen, vice versa. So this episode will look somewhat normal when it actually does drop for real on Thursday over on the YouTube side. And speaking of over on Spotify, do want to apologize because I haven't even gotten last week's episode up on Spotify yet, but it's still up on YouTube. So if you want to go watch that episode, feel free, and we'll catch up on the Spotify uploads here shortly. And speaking of, Wyatt has finally joined over here on his PC, right over there. You get a nice close-up of that face. Look at that face. You can't see him. Apparently, he's doing his best John Cena impression.
You're not John Cena, but okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
whatever.
I thought White was showing up. Where is he?
Oh, very funny.
Yeah. I don't see him.
Very funny.
I think we stepped away on him.
But how about that though? But yes, this is our first live streamed edition in 2 years. So we're going to be doing things but as far as this episode goes, I mean, as far as the format, yes, this is live. So anything that happens in this stream, anything that is said in this stream is spur of the moment. So we do want to apologize in advance if any sort of, language, any sort of profanity leaks onto the episode, because again, we're doing this live. It's on Twitch, and we're here to have a good time. We're here to have fun. But also, another thing that we're going to add in here before we get started officially is that there's a lot of news that we have to go over. A lot of big news as well. We're starting from small, then going to big. But this has been a huge... Yes. We're going from the... We're definitely, since this is live and this is sort of spur of the moment, this is not so much spur of the moment because it's intentional. We're going from 6 to midnight with this news here. But with that said, there is a lot to talk about. So we're going to do this format a little bit differently. We're not going to really talk too much on and spend a lot of time on recapping the weekend because of the magnitude of a lot of the news that had just broken out all throughout last week, and some that broke out as of today on July 28th, by the time that this is actually being streamed on Twitch. So let's sort of just go ahead and touch on this weekend, guys. What did we think of the racing? What did we think of the winners? You could talk to me. What do we think?
So my thing with the winners, Both are deserving, very much. Great endings, might I add. Especially with Corey Heim. 15 starts. It's already got 2 wins.
You want
One
us to, oh, sorry,
one
go ahead.
being one of the most famous events in NASCAR besides the 600 and the Daytona 500, the Brickyard 400. Second
Yes.
youngest, I think, since Jeff Gordon.
Yes.
Yes. And I believe
Absolutely
he's also
insane.
tied with Jimmy Johnson. I think he's the same with Jimmy Johnson when it comes. I saw something on there that, like, both him and Jimmy both got their first SX career win like 15 not 15 days, like 15 weeks apart, something like that. 15, I
Yeah,
don't know. I
I'd
saw
say so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw something. I saw that they put out a list of like drivers the distance between their first win and their second win, and I think he's tied with Jimmy Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. I saw something. I may go see if I could double check that, but I know I'm confident. Anyways, go ahead and continue, Stapleton.
But yeah, it was very cool to see Hohenheim get the win. The cup race wasn't the greatest, but as an Indiana guy, I am gonna defend the track, and I'm gonna put most of the blame on the next gen car, because I don't think there's been a great Brickyard 400 ever since 2022. Not that I remember. There's been moments, but the next gen car is terrible at Indy. And like, Indy is a one groove racetrack, and that's where the next gen car is not good at, so there's that. As far as the O'Reilly Series race, though, that was amazing.
I can agree with that one.
I as much as I would like them to not run like a restricted engine and just run the regular intermediate package without it being like a super speedway engine, it was really fun of what the racing was. And even with the low horsepower and for some reason, um the O'Reilly Series race once again was way better than the Cup Series. So there's that.
And Carson Quapple, though.
Really awesome to see him win.
Yeah, thank
I've
God.
been wanting
About time.
I've been wanting Carson Quapple to win all year.
Same.
So
Yeah.
I was really happy that Carson Quapple got the win on
And
Saturday.
I know me and Elijah were watching this in Discord. And I believe, if I'm right, that they said it was 25 years since Travis Quapple won it.
Yes, actually. Yeah, 25 years since I think Travis Quapple's first win. And I think there was the truck series. Yeah.
And also to go off of what Wyatt was saying, where he thought Corey Heim tied Jimmy Johnson, and he is correct, because it said that Corey Heim matched the historic milestone set by Jimmy Johnson by achieving his first 2 NASCAR Cup Series victories just 35 days apart.
That is insane to think about. And can we also add on as well? Corey Heim is part-time right now. And he just did this. He just got 2 wins almost just about a month apart from each other.
And Denny Hamlin even said it. I forgot. I think it was when he first got his first Cup victory.
Yeah.
He is going to be dangerous. You know, and again, in 35 starts or 15 starts, 35 days apart.
2 wins.
2 wins. Tied in, in the modern era list.
Isn't this the third year he's run part time for 2311, or is it just this the second year?
I believe
I
so.
think it's just the second.
This has to be the second year. I know there was a couple of times, even like a year or two ago, where he did substitute for Eric Jones a couple of times.
That may
Oh
be what
yeah.
that might be
A
what I'm
couple of
thinking.
times. He didn't do like the greatest, but he didn't do bad either at that time. But this is a Corey Heim. I think, you know, we're definitely going to be talking about for years to come, especially with the performance that he had put on all throughout this year. I mean, like trucks, it's no surprise to see him go out and win, especially on a part-time basis. You know, I really can't wait to see him tear it up in an O'Reilly's car at some point in the future. I'm sure he's made a few starts in O'Reilly's, but like,
Yeah, he's made a few.
but like, I would love to see him definitely tear it up there, winning races left and right. But then Cup is the one that surprises me the most, because that's a high level, the highest level of stock car racing as you can get. And he goes out running part-time. I call him the Wanderer for a reason this year, because he's everywhere. He's everywhere. And he
Schwartz Cup.
And he absolutely goes out, comes out of nowhere at the naval base, battles Tyler Reddick for the win. Ultimately, Reddick says, "Here you go. Here you go. You can have it."
Yep.
And then Indy, where he literally had to block his own boss to earn that win. He easily earned that win. Granted, I do agree. I do understand Stapleton's frustration with the next gen car and how aerodynamically it is absolutely horrid. But it's you still can't deny that Corey Heim used that to his advantage and managed to drive the wheels off to go on and get a second win.
On that restart.
He
I'm
did.
not denying that.
There's two things I do want to touch on with the Indy thing real quick. One, how the hell do you blow a tire when you have just got fresh tires? Hank Kyle Larson. And two, the supposed fake out by Hocevar just to do this to Corey Heim.
I loved that so much. I loved that. Dude,
Also,
rivalries are back, man. Let me just say this. I think the rivalry that we have between Corey Heim and Carson Hocevar is gonna be talked about for years to come.
Oh, just wait till he goes full time. Oh, this is gonna get good.
I can't wait, man. I cannot
500.
bring on 27, man. I know we're almost done with this season, but bring on 27 already, man. I want to see this. All right, so
I'm ready for 27.
absolutely.
Can I make a bold prediction?
Oh man,
No, Larson's not winning again now.
Larson will win at some point, okay? But that's not my bold prediction.
He might win the tire blown 500.
I don't. Was I in VC for that race? I forget.
yeah, you were. Yeah, you were absolutely crashing out. Yeah, you were.
Like, and oh my god. Like, I'm not gonna go on and
Here he goes.
all I said, but like, no, but I hate Goodyear. That's all I'm gonna say. Goodyear more like bad year, but anyway, back to my bold prediction. Corey Heim in this rookie season will make the chase in 2027.
Oh, that's not.
No,
even
that's-
a bold
that's-
prediction.
Hold on.
That's,
Hold on. I'm gonna one up
it's
him
a
on that
prediction.
one.
It's not bold. but-
You're gonna say he's gonna win the championship?
Yes.
Oh my,
What?
that's a little far. That's a
No.
little far.
not in the first season.
my bold is that he's fit. That he's at least top 5 and top 10, top 5 in point. That's my bold. I don't see him winning the championship.
Should he make the chase though? I will agree. I don't see Corey Heim just breaking out of the woodworks to win a title in his first season. That's to me, that's not happening. But man, that would be a story if that did happen.
I mean, but
my prediction, I will say this. I'm gonna say this. A realistic prediction. He'll make it at least up to at least. No, there's no eliminations. There's no any of that other stuff. I'm guessing I have to agree. Top 5, top 10 in points for sure. At the highest, I'm gonna say 4th.
I'll even add on that I think he may get like 2 or 3 wins. Like I don't think he's going to go off the back and pull a truck series and win 10 a season
or half the races.
I mean, that's what I was about to say. Like I don't think Koyon's gonna be like, "Hey, I'm here," and wins like 18 out of the 36 races. That's not gonna happen.
No, it's realistic in trucks.
But with him doing, granted, what he's doing in part time, you can't. We all obviously unanimously saying he's going to make the chase next year.
Mm-hmm.
But granted, when they had the playoff format when he was in trucks, when it got to that point, he was locked in. Like there was no stopping him. I think there could be a possible chance. We don't know because it's not the 27th season yet. But if he does make the chase, I'd be scared of HEIM.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. I feel like the being scared of HEIM part will determine on how well his season is. Like we can be saying he makes the chase and he could dominate, but at the same time, we're all thinking positive. We thought the same about Connor Zilic. Granted, different two people, but like there is a chance he could still have like a great and not great season, even if first start. But yeah, I mean, it would still be cool though to see him make the chase. I would love to see him try to get top 10 in points. I just don't want to try to overhype him. But
also another thing is HEIM is being brought up the right way.
Yes. That's why
Zilic got put into the lines and went, here you go.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Don't break anything.
And it doesn't help either. It doesn't help either that Chevrolet and Ford, they don't take the best care of all of their drivers and all of their teams. Like each team and driver, like they get different treatment. Like Ford and Chevrolet, they have their favorite teams. They have the teams that they support the most, that they give all the information to, and all the rest of the other teams are kind of like, Toyota, on the other hand, they view all of their teams from 2311 to Gibbs to Legacy Motor Club as one team. They all get the same information. They all get, all the same resources, and it works out so good. And for Corey HEIM, hey, he's taking advantage of that 100%.
Absolutely. And like to the point, like obviously Chokis has been strong forever. And like 2311's gone better and better each year, and 2311's been the best that they've been up to this point this year. Even while like Wiley Herbst in the 35, he's had a noticeable improvement from 25 to 20.
Easily.
So like that team as a whole, all 3 cars are very, very strong, and even the 4th part-time car, whenever that shows up, it's race winning. And even Legacy Motor Club, more Eric Jones, but name check at times too. Legacy Motor Club's been red hot during the summer as well. Like, I'm sure we will talk about it later, but Jones, he's been around the chase cut line for like the last month and a half to 2 months, like all summer.
So they've been above or below, yeah.
So like back to the point, like Toyota, they focus so much on all 3 cup teams. Meanwhile, Ford and Chevy, not as much.
Yeah, and they only focus on like their favorites. Chevrolet's got Hendrick, You know,
Hundred.
Ford has got Penske.
Fire.
Roush is kind of like, eh. RFK is kind of like give or take, honestly. But they get their own resources, if you will.
They're not even trying with RCR anymore.
No, it's fairly obvious. They're not
Really
even doing it
crappy
with who?
Really crappy racing.
Oh.
RCR.
Yeah, you know the irony of him saying that right now? Look at the shirt he's wearing.
Hey.
The
that's-
irony.
Hey, that's the
Yeah, but hey,
25,
but you know what though?
27 years.
This guy could take a crappy car and put it into God mode.
Yes,
I'm
that's
not
true.
I'm not talking the driver. I'm just talking like that's the same team that you just.
That just
Oh, I know.
absolutely
Well, let's-
But
fell off
well,
the face
yeah.
of the earth.
Oh, yeah.
RCR's been on a downward spiral since 2001.
mm-hmm.
Well, no,
February 18th.
I would argue they've started the downward spiral really started after 2014. After
Yeah.
a year after Harvick left to go to Stewart Haas Racing, and a year after Ryan Newman came so close to winning the championship, only to the guy that left in the first place.
Oh, here's your championship. Oh, you almost had it.
Exactly.
Ryan Newman was probably one of the few saving graces of RCR.
He was the last
Yeah.
one. He was the last one.
because he had a good, like 2014, 2015.
No,
Was pretty solid.
I lied when I say that. Tyler Reddick was the last saving grace, and they
Oh,
Yeah,
they
you're right.
they
you're right,
they blew
you're
it.
right.
I say they kind of blew it when Reddick was signing on with 2311, and obviously it kind of seemed a little awkward now that
Yeah.
but you know, either way,
But like, if you know a trend, like the 2000s and the early 2010s, they had multiple like good cars and good drivers. But once Harvick left, it was like honestly, Austin Dillon was there since like 2014 onwards. But it was like Newman, and then Austin Dillon and Palmetto.
Here's the thing about
And then it's
Austin,
like Tyler Reddick, and then it's Austin Dillon.
no.
Like, don't disrespect Austin Dillon. I know he's not good now, but he, at the start of his cup career, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, he made the playoffs like every year. And most of it
Yeah.
was based off of points. So
Yep.
I'll give him credit. It's just,
some points, some wins, because he did win he won 2 crown jewel races back to back. Those were his first 2 wins. He won the Coke 600 in 2017. We got him in that first ever playoffs, and then he won the Daytona 500 in 2018. too,
yeah.
so,
In the dumbest way
And then, like-
possible, by the way.
yeah, that
And
I
then,
agree.
like, before that, 14, I don't remember if he made the chase in his rookie year, but
No,
at
he
least
didn't.
15,
No.
I didn't think so, but I think he did in 15 and 16.
16 for
on
sure.
points.
16 for sure.
I don't think he did a 15. I'm trying to think. I don't think he
No.
made a 15.
I would say 16.
I might look it
I'd
up,
say
actually.
16 he definitely made it. While you do
I
that,
think 16.
15,
that,
I don't know, but 16.
let's
think- I
cycle.
don't know.
Let's put the cycle back on here. Let's put the training wheels back on here, back on the track. No pun intended. And let's go ahead and talk about Indianapolis and Crown Jewels, because I wanted to talk about this, just touch on it for a little bit, because I wound up seeing this video on my Instagram Reels feed of Kyle Petty basically
Oh, no.
saying, yep, you know what I'm talking about. You
Yep,
know
I
what
saw
I'm
this
talking
too.
about. So
This pissed me off.
so basically, for context, the video was saying that Kyle Petty had said that the Brickyard 400 is not a crown jewel. And the way that he views it for NASCAR terms is that there's 3 crown jewels, being the Daytona 500, the Coke 600, and the Southern 500 in Darlington. And he does not look at it that way, because he doesn't look at the Brickyard 400 as a crown jewel, because NASCAR was there went there in the 90s. almost close to the mid 90s. And then you have all these other races. They had Darlington in 1950, the Coke 600 in 1960, the Daytona 500 in 1959. So those I could definitely see. If you look at it from his lens, okay, cool. You could understand it a little bit, just a little bit. The rest of it makes no sense to me, because the only reason why Indianapolis is also considered a crown jewel is not particularly specifically because of the stock car racing side of it. It is because of the rich history that the track has. Do you guys agree with that?
I think I would include Indy as a crown jewel, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because obviously every year, on top of the Indianapolis 500 with IndyCar, everyone looks forward to that. What's the other race that everyone looks forward to when they go to Indy? The Brickyard. Who's going to kiss the bricks this year? And all that. Yeah, Southern 500, Coke 600, and the Daytona 500 have been the main crown jewels for years. But this is the other one that every NASCAR fan looks forward to. I mean, I do.
Exactly, and like, also I might be a little bit biased being an Indiana guy, but like my first Brickyard, my first race was my first Brickyard 400, 2011 Brickyard 400 with the legendary Paul Menard winning that race.
The only Paul Menard win.
Yes,
But it's the most special Paul Menard win.
All right, so I found what you were talking about, Elijah. As he cracks open a Pepsi.
You sure?
Is this right here?
Yeah, I saw this too.
But yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about.
You can't buy a crown jewel. I don't give a rat's rear whether Indy paid $20 million. You're not going to buy your way to a crown jewel. It's the history and the tradition of the place. And for us in stock car racing, starting in 1949 in the South, that's Daytona, that's Darlington, that's the Coca-Cola 600. Okay, you don't come along in the 90s and become a crown jewel. You know what I mean? I don't care. Now, we've been here 30 years, and the level of importance of this race, especially back on the track, has risen back again. But it's not a Daytona.
To that I say, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
okay.
The thing is, where he said 30 years. Okay, yeah, the inaugural race was in 1994. But the importance of it, yeah, it's starting
It's
to
huge.
grow now. So why not? Obviously, yeah, you're not going to make any other track or race a crown jewel. So,
Like, we don't need 20 different crown jewels, but
no.
like I agree with Carpe only on the part where like way back in the 60s it was Daytona, Darlington, and Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
And that they've been around since near the beginning. I agree with that. But for Indy, it's special, and it's because of the stock cars that eventually came around. Like we all know the Indy 500 is special. The track is special. The Brits are special. But if it wasn't for NASCAR, and I believe Dale Jarrett started it in the 90s, we want to have the famous kissing of the Brits. So like NASCAR is part of the tradition of the Indy 500 now.
Yep.
So like the way I see it, Indy is a crown jewel. For NASCAR, it definitely is.
I
If it
know we
wasn't for
don't.
NASCAR, we wouldn't be kissing the Brits for the Indy 500.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that
Thanks,
part.
Garrett.
I know it's not the crown jewel, but I was watching a video. I don't remember who said it, but one person said he considers there's one more track that's the crown jewel that everyone wants to win. And now with the next gen, it's not as special, but back then it was like pretty good. We got the second Bristol Night Race.
I can also make a case.
You
for
you could easily make a case for that one.
Because, yeah, like always, the night race is always more special for Bristol than the spring. Nighttime, summer underneath the lights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I think I saw Blaney over the past week, and he got asked that, and I'm pretty sure he said Daytona, Darlington, Charlotte, Indy, and then the Bristol Night Race as the 5.
There
and,
you
and
go.
I honestly agree. Like, if you really want to count the Bristol Night Race, I definitely don't disagree on that. It's especially like the Gen 4, Gen 5. Oh my god. Yeah, the Bristol Night Race was amazing.
Oh,
And even
easily.
the Gen 6. So, yeah,
I mean,
I'd say there's definitely a case for like 4, maybe 5 crown jewels if you count Indy and the fall Bristol race, the summer Bristol race.
And if he's going like traditional, like all those times, how long has Talladega been around?
1969.
Oh, it was in the 90s too? Okay.
Yeah.
9. Wyatt.
I thought it was longer.
Hold on, Wyatt.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no
I didn't
way.
think it was that long.
Hold on. Wyatt. Elijah says Talladega has been around since 1969. Oh yeah, it's been the 90s. Hello, genius.
I didn't hear that. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's been around since 1999.
I didn't hear
Apparently, Wyatt heard 1999. Apparently, somehow.
I didn't hear 90. I didn't say 99.
No, you said in the 90s though.
I didn't hear. I thought that I didn't.
No,
I think I heard 9 and just ran with it. I don't think I heard the first part.
I guess we're taking 1969 and we're slotting it into the 90s. We're going back in time before we move forward again.
If I can turn back time.
But I will say, real quick, before we go into our finishing results, yeah, I will easily agree with Stapleton here. I'll also agree with Sly, and add on to Wyatt's comment about Bristol being a potential crown jewel. You can argue to be a crown jewel because of the magnitude that it holds, because of being under the lights and all the emotions being high at that night, and it's summer, so the heat gets to everybody. But no, anyways, so I'll agree with. I do 100% agree with Indianapolis being considered a crown jewel. And I'm saying that because of the rich history that the track holds, at least 120 years worth, close to that, of moments and races and all that stuff. Whether if you look at it from like IndyCar, that's been around since hundreds and hundreds of years ago, or like at least a little over a century ago, when the first Indy 500 was 1911, and leading all the way up to about 83 years later to the Brickyard 400, with NASCAR coming along and adding on to that history, and then Dale Jarrett starting the Kissing the Bricks tradition. I think that's where you really start to submit it as a crown jewel for, just all together, not just on NASCAR side, but IndyCar as well, because of all that history that the track holds that dates all the way back to the late 1900s, early 1910s. This track has been around way longer than NASCAR ever will be. But like, and even if you want to argue it, if you want to argue F1 for like 6 years, go for it. But
you literally just stole what I was gonna say. Thanks. Like F1 and endurance racing's been at Indy as well.
Exactly.
So, it's
such a big venue though that I think in its own right, with all the history that has been engraved and ingrained into the racetrack itself, into the facility, and all the moments that we've had from the Bodine brothers taking each other out in the inaugural running of the Brickyard 400 to probably the most dumpster fire Brickyard 400 that we've seen in 2017, where literally we almost went until the sun went down We almost had a hosted iRacing session where you were literally racing in the dark. But regardless of that,
I
though.
got to see that 2017 live. That was still fun.
But regardless, though, like in its own right, the Brickyard 400 in Indianapolis, just Indianapolis in general, is a crown jewel on its own. Regardless if you put it alongside, IndyCar with the Indy 500 or the Brickyard 400 for NASCAR or the US Grand Prix for F1 or IMSA, whatever, right? It's a crown jewel in its own right. At least give it that. But also,
The last thing. Oh, sorry.
But also, there is one fix that I personally would propose in order to make the night race at Bristol great again. Put them in Cars Tour late models. Put them in late models. Just for that week. Just for that race alone.
That'd be interesting.
What about the 87s?
I don't know if
They would have to put in man hours to revitalize, restore, and or recreate those cars.
Yeah. 36 at least. Maybe a couple full open. Plus at least one backup car per team. That would be like 50 plus cars.
That would be a lot.
Or is there a chance to say grab like the Gen 4 cars?
Hey. There's
Why
probably
it's not as easy as in 2003.
I wish.
It's not as easy to just
I
go
can
from
dream,
the next
Harold.
gen.
But, I
it's
mean,
not as easy to go from the next gen to
It's like going off of like what Elijah was saying, it's like for that weekend or hell, even the crown jewel races, put them in, neutral cars, something that they can't tinker with, even though some teams found a way. Kennerhouse.
The last thing I'm gonna say about this indie BS is that it's a crown jewel for IndyCar. Obviously, it's a crown jewel for NASCAR. And I argue that it's up there with those tracks and this racing as a whole.
Yep.
Of Daytona, Indy, and Le Mans.
I just think overall that the IMS is a crown jewel facility.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting
Period.
at. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
easily.
facilities that no matter what you want to win in whatever car, like Le Mans, Daytona, Indy, I guess Monaco if you want to get funky with it, and F1. I don't know.
Get funky.
But yeah, like there's not too many crown jewel facilities that we can confidently say that is a crown jewel facility, and Indy is one of them. That's all I gotta say. And Kyle Petty's won, and I've not liked Kyle Petty for my entire lifetime. I've watched NASCAR since 2011. So
yeah, Kyle
Jr.
Petty, I think is a little bit better off as a driver, much less than an analyst or journalist of any kind. That's all I'll say.
My thing with Kyle Petty as an analyst is that that guy I was trying to figure out. Oh, Marty Smith.
Oh yeah.
There's some drivers that are amazing analysts. Dale Jr. But no. It's proven Indianapolis has proven to be a crown jewel race.
I would agree with that.
Regardless of the Gen 20, Gen 69, who cares? Yes, I had to plug that number in. I didn't say something else.
Nice.
God,
but no, just overall, my last thing, Petty needs to shut his mouth on that.
You know, who knows what would happen if you put Stephen A. Smith and Kyle Petty in the same room. All right, here we go with our
Kyle
results.
Petty would get owned.
Here we go with our finishing results. Starting off with the Truck Series at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Lane Riggs started first. He finished first. No shocker there, leading all but 2 laps. Yeah, you heard that correctly. All but 2 laps. This was literally a spanking.
Oh, I could have said something, but no.
Connor Mosack comes home in the 2nd position. Then you got Ty Majeski finishing in 3rd. Chandler Smith 4th. Nick Sanchez completing your top 5. Then we have Stuart Friesen finishing in 6th. In the 7th position is the number 11 of Caden Honeycutt. We have 7-11 being committed over here. Gavin Boschel. I'm pretty sure you know the pronunciation better than I do, Stapleton, but he comes home in the 8th position. Tyler Ankrum 9th. Michael Christopher Jr. in the 62 for Halmer Friesen Racing rounds out your top 10. That is actually a very impressive looking top 10. I'm not going to lie to you there.
Yeah, how about that?
And get this, 10th and 11th finishing drivers swapped spots, essentially. Michael Christopher Jr. started 11th, finished 10th. Andreas Perez started 10th. He finished 11th. How about that? But speaking of 11th on down to 20th, looks like this. Andreas Perez, Parker Eatman, Gio Ruggiero, Grant Enfinger, Ben Rhodes, Harrison Burton, who drove the 5 for this weekend, Dawson Sutton, Justin Haley, Timmy Hill, and Brendan Queen. That is your top 20. 21st.
Brendan Queen, I'm a little bit disappointed because I saw in like stage 1, he was like running in the 11th or 12th.
Yeah.
In stage 1, and then I looked back and he disappeared in stage 2 and stage 3. So that was a little bit disappointing.
21st on down to 30th looks like this. We have Jake Garcia, Tanner Gray, Cole Butcher, Corey LaJoy, Tony Breidinger, Connor Daly, Minnie Tyrell, Spencer Boyd, Frankie Muniz, and Monty Tipton rounds out your top 30. And finally, from positions 31st on down to 38th, looks like this. You have Chris Wright, Castine Everidge, Christian Eckes, who is the last truck running on track. And then we have Daniel Hemrick, Landon Lewis, and Jackson McKenna, or Masenko. I do apologize if I butchered the pronunciation of your last name, Jackson. But he went out of the race on lap 74.
But what I'm looking at, I think it might be Machenko.
I think it might be. I think it is Machenko.
Maybe.
Who knows?
All right, but let's move on to the O'Reilly Series results. And this is actually kind of cool, something that I don't believe Junior Motorsports has done up until last weekend. Carson Kvapil started second. He finishes first in car number 1. Justin Allgaier finishing in the 2nd position. Ross Chastain finishing in 3rd. Chase Elliott 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Junior Motorsports.
First time. If I'm not
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Not just the first time for Junior Motorsports, but I think the first time ever in the O'Reilly series that the team's gone 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's awesome, though.
I mean, it just shows like what Junior Motorsports is doing for that series in general, or Dale Jr. just period.
Mm-hmm.
But I will also say this for Carson Kvapil. He went AI flipping at Kansas a few months ago. This past weekend, he went to victory lane at Indianapolis. So he, at least things kind of blew over just fine for him.
He made it out of the tornado in Kansas.
He made it out of the tornado, and he literally got blown over into victory lane at Indianapolis. How about that? William Sawalich, so he completes your top 5, followed by Brett Cruz in 6th. In car number 19, Boyaka Boyaka. If you know, you know.
Hey.
Corey Day finishing in 7th. Sheldon Creed 8th. Brandon Jones in 9th. And Austin Hill rounds out your top 10. From a
Very normal top 10.
fairly normal top 10. 11th on down to 20th, though. Looks like this. You have Parker Retzloff, Taylor Gray, Sam Mayer, Anthony Alfredo, Jeb Burton, Jesse Love, Ryan Sieg, Harrison Burton, Sammy Smith, and Nick Sanchez, who drove up the street to get to the Brickyard. He completes your top 20. 21st on down to 30th looks like this. You got Dean Thompson, Raja Caruth, Patrick Staropoulos. And get this, by the way, we're going to pause for a second and let's go back to Caruth. He won a stage in the 32. I think it was stage. I think it was stage 1. Yeah,
It was stage 1.
that's awesome. Though.
Because I was talking about while we were watching it, I'm like, no, he needs to go down because he was my stay away pick.
Right?
Yeah, he needed those stage points because of the chase, and the team had him stay out. And while the other person that stayed out dropped back, I don't remember who it was, Cruz stayed up there and he won the stage and got 10 points for the chase cutoff line. So
That's awesome.
that was really important.
And it did help him when we talk about the point tournament. It did help him in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And also, Instigator is at the 400 miles. Yes, that's why he did say that. But going back to it, Patrick Starr coming home in 23rd, Kyle Sieg in 4th, Garrett Smithley 25th. Yes, we kind of did go all over the map there. But Mason Maggio finishing in 26th, then LeVar Scott, Blaine Perkins, Brendan Poole, Preston Pardis. That is your top 30. And then finally, from positions 31st on down to 38th, we have Nathan Beard, Ryan Ellis, Josh Balicki, Blake Levian, David Starr, Joey Gase, Jeremy Clements, and the only retiree, poor JJ Yaley, who went out on lap 39.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This would have made it actually funnier as if he would have went out on lap 38.
After starting 34th. But finally, let's get over to our Cup Series results. Hold your horses. This is an interesting looking top 10. Corey HEIM, 2nd career win in the Cup Series in 15 starts, a little over 1 month apart. As part-time, no less, wins the Brickyard 400. Christopher Bell finishes in 2nd for the 6th time this season. Joey Logano coming home in 3rd. Then we have Chase Briscoe finishing in 4th. Denny Hamlin completing your top 5. Started 5th, finished 5th, so he didn't really go anywhere. Brad Keselowski in car 6 finished P6 after starting P16. Josh Berry, surprisingly, finishes in the 7th position. Ryan Preece comes home in 8th. Carson Hocevar 9th. And Tyler Reddick, man, hopefully this is a sign that he might get the ball rolling again, but he completes your top 10.
So back to the top 5. We know Keselowski and Barry are both Fords, but Logano was stuck in a Toyota sandwich.
He was. As a matter of fact, 2 in front of him and 2 behind him.
Speaking of Fords, this was a run that Josh Berry needed. It's like we know
easily.
We know he's not coming back to 21. Jesse Love is moving up from O'Reilly to take that spot. This is an opportunity for him to try to audition for a spot in the role. And this was a great race for him. And we're coming up to a lot of short track. Coming to a bunch of short tracks. So this is a chance for him to prove himself and show he can either stay up in the Cup Series or get a good ride in the lower series. So
There's a possibility. 11th on down to 20th looks like this. We have Chris Buescher, Ty Gibbs, Austin Cindric, Cole Custer, then Austin Cindric. Sorry, I skipped over Cole Custer. I was so used to seeing him down in 25th or lower. Zane Smith comes home 15th. SVG, Daniel Suarez, Michael McDowell, Alex Bowman, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He completes your top 20.
Yeah, it's funny you skip him, but he only ran like top 15.
He did.
That whole race.
As
He
high
ran
as top 10, too.
I think as high as like, not counting pit stops.
Third.
He ran it like
Third.
not counting pit. Did he run third?
He ran as high as third at one point. Which, although granted it was a pit cycle, that's still pretty impressive.
That's what I was saying. I was saying that I wasn't counting the pit cycles. That's what I was saying. Like I think he was up to like maybe 8th at one point.
Yeah, during a normal green flag run,
Yes.
easily.
Yes.
That's still impressive. Hopefully, Haas Factory team does continue that performance, but who knows once they return to Iowa in 2 weeks. William Byron, beginning our 21st through 30th segment. Started 21st, finished 21st. Then we have Noah Gregson, Ross Chastain, Todd Gilliland, whom, by the way, is our in-season challenge winner. Surprisingly enough, mind blown, I went with the Cinderella story. Hey, I got it. Free pickles for everybody. That's cool. And then we have AJ Allmendinger, Ryan Blaney, Eric Jones, Bubba Wallace, Austin Dillon, and Ty Dillon, the Dillon brothers, rounding out your top 30. And then finally, from positions 31st on down to 39th.
Sorry, Stapleton.
Are we ready? All right, Stapleton. Hold on tight, man. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
No, it's not.
Cody Ware. John Hunter Nemechek. Austin Hill started 33rd, finished 33rd. Connor Zilich. Man. Casey Mears. Riley Herbst. Chase Elliott. That one was a shocking one. Daniel Dye. And Kyle Larson, who went out of the race on lap 43 due to a tire failure. A left rear tire failure, to be more specific.
And what sucks about that is that he literally just pitted and then the tire blew.
And he was
leading.
going to cycle back to him leading the race.
And if that didn't happen, I think he would have been in contention of winning the Breakout 400 again.
I do agree with that one.
I'm not going to argue that one.
Yeah.
Because he was fast. And
Yes,
of
he
course,
was.
it only happens to him when he's running well. Chicagoland, top 5. I think he's third when he's
Stuck in the grass.
Yes. Atlanta, he actually ran well on the super speedway.
Yeah.
Crashes out. No Foxborough. I think he was running well early on, and then.
Well, North
and then he had to
Wilkesboro
bounce
is
back.
North Wilkesboro.
North
Yeah.
Wilkesboro is Wilkesboro.
You can
And
be
then-
good, but
And then Indy, he was gonna cycle out as the leader, and then Goodyear, after the pit stop, a fresh tire pops like 2 or 3 laps after he's on track. What the hell?
actually, I think it was that same lap. I think
I don't remember.
I don't
because
think it was the same lap.
I know it was turn 3 this time, not 2.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm doing my streaks. Anyways, I'll continue.
Yeah, like
So at this
when is
point
it
now
going
of
to
the
change?
season, at
Like,
this point
when
of the
is it-
season, who do you feel sorry for, Larson or Zilich?
still
Larson.
Honestly, it
Larson
kind of
'cause of
goes
the
hand in
tires.
hand.
Larson because of the tires, not the skill issue of driving, because we know he's a good driver. And Zilich, to me, it's just equipment issues
Yeah. Like,
and brought up too soon.
like, it's a toss up because, like, if Trackhouse was just a little better, I think it would be okay for Silich maybe. But for Wilson, he literally, like, a month ago was on a streak of top 5 finishes. And
Yeah.
he's still showing up with top 5 speed, but he keeps on crashing out.
Yeah.
So, and now he has to go into a, what is it, a 1 week off week or 2 week off week?
Oh, 1 week. 1 week.
One,
Okay. He has to go into a off week knowing the absolute hell of a month he's just been having. In the NASCAR side, at least, because he keeps on winning dirt races. But
Yeah.
I just want him to win at some point in Cup. I really do. It's been, I think, 50 races now since he last won it in Cup.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure, but I'm getting tired of this. Like, this is reminding me of the Chip Ganassi days. Like, and I'm a Chip Ganassi guy, but this is Hendrick. He's not supposed to be having this. Like, I know he's winning top 5 each week, but he keeps on bucking. So as a Wilson fan, I'm sad. I don't know how to feel other than being sad and disappointed.
Alrighty. That being said, it's now for my segment of all the
The damn points.
Shut up, Stapleton.
I mean, I would have went uncensored on this one because since we're live, but hey, that's just me.
I I'd still say the damn points all the time. That's how my thing is.
Bitch.
Anyway, we start off with the Truck Series. Now, with the Truck Series, we have 2 races left in the regular season, and we have 5 trucks locked in. Right now, we got Lane Riggs, who has 5 wins. He's locked in with 350 points above. Caden Honeycutt, 251. Those 2 were locked in already prior to this week. We have 3 extra people locked in. Chandler Smith, locked in with 178 points above. Christian Eckes with 132. He's locked in to the chase. And Gio Ruggiero with 126 are all locked in to the chase with trucks. So half of our chase grid for the trucks are all set. Next week, I assume we're going to have a couple more. Right now, our 6th spot, the person is not locked in yet. Ty Majeski is only up by 81. Ben Rhodes up by 43. Grant Enfinger up by 26. Daniel Hemrick up by 14. And this cut's getting really close. Stuart Friesen is only up by 8 points. First one down is Tyler Ankrum down by 8 points. Jake Garcia 32. Andres Perez 42. Brendan Queen 43. Justin Haley, I messed up the numbers there. I guess I missed him. Quick little edit real quick. He's 59 points below the cutoff. Tanner Gray is 62. Dawson Sutton 113. And both Minnie Tyrell and Colt Butcher are down by 140. And notice I don't have the 20th spot because Chris Wright in that spot is he's too far back. He cannot make it. He cannot make it in the too far back to even try to make the chase. Even though I don't think any of us really thought he had a chance, anyways.
I personally think with 2 races left that the farthest should probably go down is Brendan Queen.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree that Justin Haley, Tanner Gray, Dawson, and maybe Tyrell Kopech, they don't have a shot. Long shot is, or you think of Brendan Queen as the longest shot to be eliminated?
No, Brandon Queen, I think, would, because he does show potential.
Yeah.
He just seems to get caught up at the wrong place, right place at the wrong time.
Yeah, like I feel like once Wham gets a couple of years under the belt, Blaine Green's gonna be a chase contender. Same
Yeah.
as Justin Haley, I think.
Yeah.
But when you look, we're talking about the points, well, I didn't realize of how quiet and consistent Ty Majeski and Kushnakis have been. I didn't realize that they were just quietly 4th and 6th in points. And I've not really seen much of them. It's been a lot of front row and K and Honeycutt.
Christian Eckes has been up there pretty decently. It's Ty Majeski is surprising to me, like how he's not in the people being in the group that's locked in. He's in the car that Matt Crafton retired in, and he's hasn't been performing as best as we thought he would. I think we all expected he would have had a win by now.
Yeah, but at the same time, that E8 was not doing that good with.
I mean, but you know,
Matt
it's just like,
Crafton, so,
and granted, Honeycutt's doing good, you know, in the 11 that Corey HEIM was in.
Yeah.
But Honeycutt was already showing potential from beforehand anyway.
Yeah.
And Nice messed up by releasing him. That was Toyota's gain when he went to go sub for Stuart Friesen when he was injured.
Exactly.
And almost won the championship of the process, by the way. Almost.
Yeah. So,
but
Nice's lost, Toyota's gain. And as a fan of Honeycutt, I am happy for him.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, my quick thought is it's like we can't really compare to the people that are in the truck or the cars now that people used to be in. Because if that's the case, then we would have to compare Austin Dillon to Dale Earnhardt.
Yep.
You know, and I can go on and on about it, but, you know, I'm going to try to keep it, you know, short and sweet.
Anyway.
But no.
It's time for the Auto Parts series.
Holy crap. Holy shit. You got it on time for once.
Yeah, I got it on time.
Wait. I know why. Elijah wasn't doing it. Wasn't Elijah's segment earlier. If anybody listened to last week,
he felt like doing it on time as well.
He tried doing it on time, but man, he was way off.
Oh man. So now going to the O'Reilly series after Stapleton did his music. I'd say music, his sound, I should mean.
His music.
We have that's what I meant to say. Anyways, we have 6 people get locked in after this race. We already knew Justin Allgaier was already locked in by almost a month now. With being 456, we knew he was locked in with his 6 wins. He's not only that, he's already regular season champion. So there's no even contest on that.
Yeah.
Carson Kvapil, after his win, not only did he get locked into the chase, he is currently second. He's second in points right now.
Really?
Yes, Carson Kvapil is second in points right now.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Well, outside of Allgaier, it's fairly tight for second on bat.
Yeah, he's only 4 points. If you want to look at the standings, Dave, I know I sent it to you too. You're the only one not looking at the chase grid.
I forgot. That's what is it called?
God.
NASCAR 2026 chase grid. There is
not NASCAR 26 the game. Oh my god. Google.
The joys of doing this live, guys. The joys of doing this live.
Anyway,
maybe we should do this live more often.
Here is Stapleton's brain on trying to find the chase grid.
Found it.
Now he finds it. Anyway, back to the top. Carson Quapple is ahead of Jesse Love, who's third with 187 by 4 points
Oh
between
my
them,
goodness.
which is pretty cool. Sheldon Creed is fourth, also locked in with 173. I forgot to mention Jesse Love is locked in, obviously. Rookie Corey Day is locked in to the chase with 159 points. Brandon Jones is also locked in with 132. And Austin Hill is locked in to the chase with 128.
Now, I want to bring up something with your top 7. Jesse Love. Out of the top
Only
7,
one-
the only driver without a win.
That is pretty.
Yeah.
That is pretty.
And if you
Interesting.
add up all the other winners, they beat Allgaier in wins combined. By
Oh
one.
yeah, they do.
They do.
By one.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
And it's continuing on. But yeah, all the first 7 is locked in with 2 races to go for the O'Reilly series. The first non-locked in is Sammy Smith with 98. I assume that's going to change by next week. Parker Retzlaff is
2
still
weeks.
above top 12 with 56 points above.
Yeah.
Sam Mayer 29, Brent Cruz 13, and Taylor Gray the last one at the moment, up by 7. Over his teammate William Sawalich, who's down by 7. Raja Karuf down by 20, and here's a huge gap between him and Ryan Sieg, who's down by 74, and then Anthony Alfredo 121, and everyone else behind is ineligible.
He should be
Make that their
mathematically
difference.
out of it.
I agree.
Too.
I do agree that Anthony Alfredo should be
I
mathematically.
personally think, this is just me,
Yeah.
that it's really just Caruth. Because
Yeah.
he will be in the 88 the remainder of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
This now the race has to be unless Parker Retzlaff has a bad race in a couple weeks at Iowa. This is between Sam Mayer and the gap between Sam Mayer and Raja Karuth is the battle for the last
Yeah.
spot.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that.
Sammy
Like,
Smith has not had the best season, but he's almost 100 points. He's fine. Parker Retzlaff, even though he's half that, he's having a pretty solid season for Viking Motorsports.
I think I'd have to argue this is probably the best season that Parker Retzlaff has ever had in his entire career.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
100%.
Like, he has gone from a back marker to easily probably one of the most lethal dark horses that you have seen probably in years. One that people kind of sleep on. And so for him to be still top 10 in points, 56 above the cutoff line, as long as he can keep that up, he's good. He's safe. Sam Mayer, I will agree, he's kind of had an up and down season. He hasn't had a lot of good races, but he hasn't had a lot of bad ones either. Brent Cruz, hey, he's going to win a race, and it's going to be enough to boost him up in the top 12 threshold to where I think he'll be fine. It's Taylor Gray, William Sawalich, and Raja Karuth that I'm really keeping my eyes on because it's close between those 3. Gray and Sawalich, although they have wins this year, they haven't really quite backed it up with as much consistency as I would have personally liked to see, maybe like top 5s and top 10s. I'm more shocked that Gray hasn't been able to do that. Not so much with Sawalich, but with Raja Karuth now being in the 88 for the remainder of the season, this is where, I think this is where, he's going to shine. I mean, there's 2 races left, but I will assure you he will get those stage points. He will get all the other points that he needs to get in order to catapult himself into the top 12 within these next 2 weeks, these next 2 races.
Because he can easily, if he wins at least 2 stages at Iowa. There's that 20 right there.
Yeah, but that's if also like Taylor Gray and William Sawalich don't really get any points.
Well, we just
along
don't
with
need
that
somebody
too,
to
but-
pick Sawalich as a stay away, you know, and he might actually be at the bottom.
Who knows?
Elijah.
But yeah, I find it.
Don't tempt me.
Go back to Brent Cruz for a minute. He's only 13 below, but keep in mind he only missed 4 races because he wasn't 18 yet.
Exactly. Which it makes it
imagine
even
if
more
he did.
impressive.
Imagine if he did have those 4 races. I'd argue he may be either with where Parker Retzlaff is or Sammy Smith, or he'd be locked in as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, depends on how he would do those races, but
personally, I think Gray and Sawalich are going to be out,
Mm-hmm.
and Cruz will be in.
Yeah,
and that's funny when you mention that because those are the only. If that is true, not only is it the only series with someone with a win that be outside the cutoff, that's like the only one in the series. Because if you look, the only closest one is Grant Enfinger. Grant Enfinger is sitting 8th right now, and we'll talk Cup, but SVG. Granted, he's way above cut line more, but those are the only ones that are actually teetering.
Yeah.
With the Gray and Sawalich are literally on it, one above, one below, and not that far apart. So
yeah,
when we get to that, this is where it's going interesting because the final race is Daytona in the regular season for the O'Reilly series
and Cup.
Well, yeah. Well, I was mainly talking to O'Reilly.
Oh yeah.
I was just mainly going O'Reilly in general. That's how close this is. With a lot of these, I'd say like with that being the final race, I'd say Sammy Smith and Parker Retzlaff, they have great races. They don't have to worry about Daytona. They can have a relief.
Yeah.
Mayer, Cruz, Gray, and Sawalich, and Cruz will have to hold their breath and make sure they at least get good enough where like they're higher than other ones and try to avoid as much as they can. Because this is a good battle with these 5 drivers.
By the way, before you do continue on, Mousy says hi.
Yeah. Hi, Mouse.
Hey, Mousy.
You made it for my segment. You made it for my segment of the podcast. You get to hear me talk for a while.
Probably has the whole stream on mute.
I know. He's like, oh, he's talking? Mute.
Hold on.
Wait, what's going on? Oh.
What's going on? Wait, what's going on?
I'm seeing if she responds to it. I went, do you have it on?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, whatever.
For context, though, for anybody that is wondering, Mousy in our chat just said that I still have Wyatt's shirt, and it's a Haas Automation shirt, and she wears it better. That is per Mousy's words.
And for extra context, not just a Haas shirt, it's the 2019 Daniel Suarez shirt when he was with Stuart Haas Racing. It's the thin, looks like a fire suit type shirt. I love those shirts. Those are one of my favorites.
One of those, yeah. Those are good shirts.
Anyways, back to my segment. Now we go to the Cup Series, where we have a couple drivers that got locked in. We all know that Denny Hamlin's locked in with 406 points, and Tyler Reddick second with 322. Now Ryan Blaney's officially locked in 286, and Ty Gibbs is locked in with 271 points. For the first one not locked in, surprise, new person top 5 in points, Carson Hocevar jumped 2 spots.
Somehow, some way.
Carson Hocevar jumped 2 spots, and he's now 5th in points. Chase Elliott lost a position, being 155. points, 158 for Hostbar. I haven't mentioned it. Chase Briscoe moved up a couple spots too. He's 143, and sorry, Stapleton. He's still top 10, but Kyle Larson is 137, tied with Chris Buescher right now. He's barely 8th in points. You could argue he's also 9th in points. Outside those two are. Christopher Bell is 129, Daniel Swartz 103, William Byron 88, Joey Logano 65, boo, Bubba Wallace 60,
Yay.
SVG 57, and Austin Cindric is 38 above the cutoff. And now look at the people below. Ryan Preece is down 38, Eric Jones 44, Brad Keselowski 50, Mike McDowell 76, Ross Chastain 82, and AJ Allmendinger 109. And if I go to my deal that, if I go to Toby Christie's Facebook,
While you're looking at that, me personally, the only thing I could see changing is maybe Ryan Preece and Cindric. I don't see anything else changing.
with all the short tracks coming up, I do agree, because that is Ryan Preece's wheelhouse. It may not have been performing as much, but that's going to be a way to cut that down.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting, like how these next few races are going to play out for the Cup side in the regular season. Because you mentioned short tracks, Ryan Preece, definitely has shown his roots in the modified side of his modified years. His time in the modified series is what I meant to say. Obviously translating over to Cup, granted the two cars are different, but still you got that muscle memory of how to conquer a short track with adding in the gear shifting, which still think is stupid for the next gen car. Anyways, I'd say for Preece, I think he probably has, besides Eric Jones, and maybe if you want to argue Michael McDowell, maybe Keselowski, Preece is obviously in the best spot to maybe point his way in on consistency alone. I do believe he could probably, and this is kind of pushing it on the edge, could win at one of these next few races before we get to Daytona. So that way he can get himself into the top 16 and maybe have a little bit of a cushion to work with going into Daytona. Eric Jones, I feel like, could have a good opportunity just based off of consistency alone. I'd say the same thing for him, but I think Daytona would probably be his best bet. Granted, if he can keep his consistency up and keep getting the stage points that he needs. Austin Cindric, I think, is the one that's going to be in the most trouble in the top 16. And the only reason why I say that is because, granted, he can be consistent, but there's always things that happen in a race, or it'd be pit stops or anything that happens on the track that bites him in the ass. Or poor performance altogether. Sometimes that 2 car, we've seen it in the past, like this year, and even probably the year before that. We've seen the 2 car in the back of the field.
Yeah,
we've seen it happen. You could argue because it's because of the parity of the car and how all the cars are equal. You can argue that, but there's just some things that have happened this year, and even in the past with Cindric behind the wheel of the 2, that have bit him in the ass. Something's gonna bite him in the ass if he's not able to keep that consistency up. I'm hoping, as a Penske fan, I hope he can do it, but I'm not sure. I just feel like he's gonna be in the most trouble out of everybody in the top 16 because of where he's at.
I'm gonna go off the people who are currently less than 100 above the cutoff right now, and see what we think. Like, do we think with the 4 tracks coming up, do we think there might be safe, might be iffy? Because some of these names I'm actually really curious on. Start off with 12th in points, William Byron, who's only 88 points above.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine, 100%.
It's still surprising to me, like, and I'm not including Alex Bowman with all stuff happening, but it's surprising that a Hendrick driver is that far down points. Like,
I'm not.
William Byron was up
As much
there,
as I hate to
started.
as much as I hate to say it, with how Chevy changed the Camaro or the Camaro body or whatever,
Mhm.
that they're struggling.
Yeah.
But once they get it figured out, I think they'll climb their way back.
We are coming to one of his best tracks is in Iowa. He is actually, I think he's the defending winner of
Yes.
Iowa, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So, Joey Logano, he's been having much to my dislike, he's been having a great run as of late.
I think he'll be okay as well.
Yeah.
Especially with how Ford, I think, has finally managed to figure something out with the car. Aerodynamics, mechanical, anything of the sorts. 2 back-to-back wins as of recently after the long dry spell since earlier this year with Ryan Blaney at Phoenix. Ford, I think, will be okay, especially Joey Logano in this case.
Are you talking Penske when you said 2 back-to-back wins?
Yes.
Okay.
And with Ford as well.
Okay, yeah.
Ford specifically as well.
Bubba Wallace. Keep in mind, during like a good portion of the beginning of the year, he was second at points for a good little bit, but then he just started going downhill.
I think Bubba, I think he'll be fine. Granted, he's had a roller coaster season as of late, but I personally think he'll be fine.
I would believe so too, unless it's kind of I feel borderline with Bubba though, just because of the roller coaster season that he's had. So within the next 4 races, he could have 2 good ones and 2 bad ones.
And I think one of the good ones is going to be Daytona.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I just, as far as Bubba though, yeah, it's borderline for me, just because of the season that he's had. It's kind of like a pendulum. It swings one way, then it swings the other way. You could argue that maybe by Daytona, hopefully the pendulum swings back the other way and Bubba is able to maintain his spot in the top 16 so that way he can make it off of pure consistency alone. But other than that, I'm saying it's borderline.
Yeah.
I think Bubba should be able to make it if nothing happens. But he should make it, but I can't trust that he's a guarantee right now.
Yeah.
Like you said early in the season, yeah, I thought he was a lot, but right now I'm not confident that he's a lot. He should make it, but I don't think he's confidently locked in.
Here's a fun one. SVG.
Yes.
I do think he'll be fine because he's shown so much improvement on ovals. I mean,
especially on the short ovals.
We can go back to North Wilkesboro. I'm leading. What the fuck do I do now?
Literally.
I don't know. Go straight.
That might be one of my favorite things on the radio I've heard all year.
Oh yeah. But no, obviously he's shown 10 times improvement on ovals than anyone that's never really ran ovals.
Yeah.
So
a billion%.
Here's my question though. And I know this is more, you can argue with this one for any other driver too. But if he's in a point situation and we're at Daytona,
well, realistically speaking, when it comes to that, if you don't factor in Daytona, yes, because of the improvement that he has had on ovals and even short tracks as well. Especially when you also add in the stupid shifting mechanic that really shouldn't be a thing on short tracks. when you add that in, you know, it kind of favors the road course racer when you think about it. Daytona is obviously 50-50. That's what makes it 50-50, you know, when you factor Daytona in, because of how mysterious Daytona can be in terms of, you know, what could happen at any given point. So for all we know, SVG could still have 3 really good races and 1 bad one at Daytona. It probably would be okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That I think he's shown improvement on the short, flat ovals, especially. Like, also in your first blow, but coming up with Iowa, Richmond, and New Hampshire, I think if he gets good ones there, and then he can play it 50-50 at Daytona, and I think SVG should be good for the chase. And he's going to carry a struggling Trackhouse team into the 16-car chase.
By the way, Slide Mousy finally answered to your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I'm chuckling at that. I'm not going to go up for Austin Cindric because we did just talk about him in the beginning before I went off that list. But yeah, I think that will do it for the driver's point. And now we go over to our GTN points. Sly had the biggest points. I believe it was 7.
Yep.
7 points. That is the largest. That is the highest amount of points I've ever seen any of the 4 of us get at any given race week ever.
Both. I don't think anyone else has done it besides me and Sly. I think me and Sly are the only 2 that's actually gotten like 7 points in a race.
Just a thing for anybody that's watching, since they brought back the predictions, I was at the bottom of the barrel, like double digits in last place.
Yes.
Go to the second half of the season, your king has arrived.
It's like I talked about with the pendulum earlier. It swung the other way.
Exactly.
Yeah, me and Elijah both got 5 points. We're still tied for second.
But wait, but at least Elijah's not a half a point behind.
Hey, on top of that, at least we're a point and a half ahead of Stapleton.
Here, speaking of the point ahead, though, speaking of that extra point, we got him to do the point, but he did it for the wrong thing. Well, yeah, you got him. Fair point.
Hey, to be fair, Washington was up there contending for the win. You guys were
he did surprise me on that.
I know.
Like, you got third. I know it's not the win, but
we were rooting for him as much as we had our own drivers to win. We were rooting.
That's sad. This is true. This is very true.
Just because we wanted you to get rid of that half a point.
Pit a Cup driver, he gets third, not the win. Did I get any points this week?
Was it 4? Yeah.
Yeah, it was 4. Looking back at the edits, yeah, it was 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
His most points was the truck race.
It's just Sly over here got 7, and it makes it look like I didn't do anything. But yeah, the one week where I actually pick a Cup guy, and they get third, but they don't win.
I mean, that's why we were all hoping you would pick him as a
dark horse
instead of the winner.
Well, I thought Wallace was gonna win.
He almost did, but he drove the car way too hard.
All right, and one more thing I had before I end my segment. Last week we talked about how cool it would be to have a GT. Like, we're all along with NASCAR fans, we're all big wrestling fans as well. And I had the idea, like, why not we try for our show our champion for GTN champ, we got like a belt, something that'd be pretty cool. So I went on like ChatGPT, shout out ChatGPT, and I found some pretty cool looking belts. I typed in all stuff. We had some pretty cool looking belts. I showed it to everyone off stream. We had some cool ones we all liked. We all kind of came to the conclusion on this one. I'm going to try and share my screen so I could show it. This is the one that we ultimately agreed on looks the best.
This one does look good.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the white on it. I want to specify.
Not to throw any shade on Wyatt here, but guess of how he got this design and several others using AI.
Granted, with some AI has done is not one of the best things around. But when it comes to ChatGPT and making like images and creating stuff, that's where they do shine, and some good stuff actually comes out of it. So that's the one thing I will say, because I was skeptical, but honestly, with this, I tried looking on websites. I couldn't really get anything, so I was like, for fun. Tell me that you seen my first iteration. You seen the first
I know.
one
I'm not
yes,
saying that it's bad. It looks damn good.
It's amazing.
I'm not a fan of the AI stuff. I don't like AI.
Oh yeah, and that's understandable.
Easily, yeah.
But just I just thought it's like I could see all of us at least at one point having this around us. Like it, even if some of us even meet each other in person, just happily see that, and we just try it on just for once, see how it feels. Like we can see all of us wear.
Okay, so now that you brought that up, Wyatt, I want to. If we still end up doing this, and Stapleton, you'll somehow have to join us for the night race at Daytona next year. Whoever has the title, they need to bring it.
You know what? I think we should do like a GTN meetup at Bristol. We should do it. Like the night race.
Next year?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Next year.
Well, regardless,
Just scratching his collar.
Well, he's staying regardless. Since Elijah is just above me, he can just pick me up and go wherever.
Hey, that's true.
Wait,
I could.
So wait, are you saying I would have to drive like almost 18 hours to pick up Wyatt's ass?
I don't know. My ass would fly. I would.
Fuck
I
you
would
too.
Fly. You would want to drive down all the way to pick me up, anyways.
Oh my god. Also, Mizu, thank you so much for the raid over on Twitch.
Yay.
We appreciate that, man. Holy cow. Hopefully your stream went really well. By the way, we are doing a live session of GTN, our Gamers Talk NASCAR podcast, which we would typically pre-record like at the beginning of the weeks on Monday nights typically. But we decided to move it to tonight. But hopefully you had yourself a really good stream, Mizu. Thank you so much.
You're chameleon.
One thing before we continue on, I have to do this, and that includes my segment of all the damn
fucking points.
It's live, so spur of the moment.
Take advantage of it, you shithead.
I will. Let me get back to you on that one, and I will explain why I say that. And I'm talking to Mouse on Twitch at the moment, saying I need to bring her and Liam. Let me get back to you on that for a second. Anyways, continue on through the stories.
Continuing on here, by the way, again, your birthday stream is finally over, Mizu. I hope it was a really good one, and it was fun playing Mecha Chameleon with you the other night, and obviously Wyatt for the brief time that he was there as well before his stuff gave out on him.
Yeah.
So their stream went from yesterday all the way to now?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't do that shit.
It's a 20. It's a 20. It was a 20. If I'm not mistaken, it was a 24-hour.
It was, but the last when I tuned in, it was like 29 hours. I was like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I can
But
barely
again, you
able.
just pulled off like a 50.
I did a
He
50.
slept. He slept.
My PC didn't. It got a workout. But let's go ahead. Let's get into our breaking stories.
And we got a lot of them.
We got a lot of them. Let's start off with this one that I think some of us have been praying and praying and praying and praying about for several months, for several weeks. But the Clash is back at Daytona for the first time since 2020, pre-COVID. Thank God. Don't get me wrong, having the LA Coliseum there, it was kind of fun to have a little stadium race. It's kind of fun while it lasted. Bowman Gray, the only good things that kind of came out of Bowman Gray, I'm not going to lie, were the heats and LCQs. The main events were literal following the leader. It literally was just that. But yeah, no.
I mean, with the Clash, we got to see NASCAR race in snow. And
Oh, that's
sleet
true.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
true.
I forgot about that.
because they decided to race in like Virginia in late January, early February. There was a snowstorm, a way southeast snowstorm, and it literally was snowy, and like I remember it being like feet of snow,
Yeah.
and like and during the race itself, it was sleet. It was sleeting from the sky during the race, and they had to put on rain tires for the melting sleet. Like, don't get me wrong, that was awesome. Like, that was a tale of two halves of Bowman Gray. That was awesome.
No, yeah.
So I noticed Dimension saying praise Dale and raise hell. Yes, and there was also, and I know I've said this before, someone on iRacing had said one time, be like Biff, smile for Kyle, and push for Bush.
Yeah. Also, while we're reading stuff in the chat too, good night, little buddy.
Oh.
Look, Mouse put in the chat said that little Liam said good night to everybody.
Yeah, Liam.
Good night, Liam.
But there was also something that I had found, and I put it in our group DM about. Someone asked Larson about the length of the races.
This one was, I mean, like that debate's been going on for a long time, but I think it's probably come to I think it might get to a point where NASCAR's like, all right, I think we need to start getting with the times. And maybe, I don't know, but Larson had probably said, yeah, we're going for too long. But I do want to ask your guys' opinion on that one, because this is kind of interesting because of this debate that has been going on for so long. Do we agree with Kyle Larson and with that dynamic that these races, the cup races especially, man, they're kind of getting a little long?
Yeah, because this is exactly like what he was.
What makes it even funnier is that I didn't even click on the stream.
Seriously?
I didn't click on it. So they just watched you laugh with no context added at all.
Good job. But
Oh,
to take a nap.
but no, do we agree with that statement? that these races they're getting a little long, or do we prefer the races like to the exact length that they've been for years
Okay.
upon years upon years?
There's some.
There are some races that are a little long. I'm not gonna lie, the Brickyard, I kind of took a nap at the computer.
I can confirm because you're just like, what?
Yeah. But no, some of them, depending on the track, I do think that they can be a little long.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, Brickyard actually is a good example. 160 around, granted, iconic track. I think, maybe 120 would be good instead of 160. Because you can, if you have the stage breaks, you can do 60, 60, 60. Bam. Easy.
Brickyard 300 right there.
Wait, you said 120 laps?
Yeah, because the Brickyard is 160 laps.
Wait, hold on.
You said
Hold
60,
on.
60, 60.
So that
Yeah,
extends
if
the
you
race
break
by
it up.
20 laps. So that would be
No,
100 and
Shut up.
Don't you mean 30, 30, 60?
I was testing Wyatt.
Sure.
That's crazy.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that caught that. I'm like, wait a minute.
I was like, hold on a
The
second.
one that caught it is the one that couldn't understand about 1969 and it's the 90s. Same person. Finally your brain power finally the light bulb finally came on.
Yeah, sure.
Dimension says that they like that the races are getting long, but some of it seems ridiculous.
I mean, 13 cautions, and
Yeah,
it's like, okay,
Well,
you gotta draw the
another
line
reason.
somewhere.
Here's the problem. NASCAR takes 20 to 25 minutes sometimes for stage cautions.
Not even that, but just like there's some cautions in general. It's like very like a one driver or just like there's something like sometimes out of their control. Like I don't remember what series, but had one of the safer barriers got busted. Actually, it was Michigan. With
Michigan's
the bell
cut.
wreck.
Yeah.
With the bell wreck, like we had a red flag just for safer barriers, obviously for realistic reasons. But there's times like why some of these races are so long is because we get put under caution for a long time.
And I think this is just me. Like when they were repairing the wall at Michigan, they could have easily had them under caution, but have them like ride the apron or something while they fixed it.
Yeah.
That way you're still counting the laps. Granted,
Yeah.
it's not the way we all want it to be counted, but instead of them just sitting there roasting, their cool shirts are probably malfunctioning.
Yeah, because that race was in June, I think, and it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was getting to the point where it was going to be almost the hottest point of the year.
Mm-hmm. And the only one that knows what it's like up there is Elijah. At that, around that time, not saying that in a bad way, but, no, it's just, I think, depending on the circumstance about red flags, they should have kept it under caution, just had them at the bottom part of the track or the apron.
Yeah. I could agree with that. Or if you know that there's going to be a caution or maybe a red flag in this case that will take some time, i.e. the safer barrier needing repairs, bring them down to pit road. Get them out of their cars. Let them have
Well,
a
that
drink of
too.
water.
Use the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Not in their car. Not in their car.
Obviously not in the car.
Don't let them roast in the car for for 30
Because
minutes.
maybe next year Hosovar could be singing "My nuts are roasting in this damn car."
Man, yeah. Probably. I'd say
So
so.
for me, I don't really think the races are taking too long. I feel like it's the stage cautions and them taking like 20 minutes, 25 minutes at each stage. That's like 45 minutes for stage 1 and stage 2.
Yeah.
Depending on the track, where they could be actually like green flag racing instead of under the caution and do like 8 to 10 pace laps. Because that's what they do. Sometimes they do like 8 to 10 pace laps for some reason, and then by the time you go back green, it's like lap 10 of stage 2. It's like, why? And it just takes forever for no reason. So like, I think that is a big reason why people think that races take forever, is because it's like 45 minutes up to like 45 minutes of like pointless stage caution laps. I'm not saying I don't like stages, because now stage points are important, but I I think they could get away with either the stage cautions altogether, or somehow limiting how many caution laps we do.
Yeah. Another thing that we'll also bring up here is Dimension said roasting balls and a new NASCAR song coming to you this August.
You better get started on that, Elijah. August is almost here.
Like in 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, I guess what I know what we're doing after this stream is over.
Oh yeah, nah, that ain't happening. All right, let's continue on here.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm kidding.
Let's continue on here. Some good news. We talk about our Clash. We talk about the Clash. Well, this year's Clash winner, Ryan Preece, it is pretty much confirmed that he is staying with RFK for next year. But that's all that was just specified. We don't know if he's going to get another contract extension. All we know is that he is staying with RFK for next year, which is great news, honestly. I honestly I completely, it blew over my head that this was contract year, so to speak, for Preece. But I'd say this is honestly a really good deal for Ryan Preece to stay with RFK, because I feel like this has been a really good fit for him.
I like how we're going through the like all of our silly season stuff, and Twitch has gone to commercial.
Wow.
Just like Fox.
Yeah, just like Fox
Or the wall
with the Coronado, where we're going over the points for the truck series, and then all of a sudden, World Cup. Man.
But yeah, I just have a look down. We're going it, and I just see like ads. I'm like, well, okay then.
Well, at least this is going up on YouTube ad free.
Okay, so Ryan Preece, like we just said about him returning to RFK in 27, they exercised the option on his multi-year contract.
There you go. There you go.
I want to bring this up before we talk about the next thing that's on your list, because this came out today along with this other news. For the O'Reilly series, it was just announced today, like starting next week at Iowa, not only are they streaming it live on CW, but they're also, for the rest of the year and beyond, and as far as I'm concerned, as long as I'm noticing, they're doing their practice and qualifying will also be on ESPN, but they're also going to stream the races live. on the ESPN app as well.
Woohoo! ESPN is back.
I
The only-
honestly don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, the only thing for me is like now is at least something I can actually worth spend $30 a
Just-
damn month on for ESPN app,
You
not
know,
just for WWE pay-per-views.
I will also say this as well, because this is only because I mean that's because even then I think all the races should still be streamed on like broadcasted live on the CW, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure the announcer lineup, regardless if it's ESPN or the CW, is pretty much going to remain the same.
Yes.
For some godforsaken reason, please, for the love of Jeebus, do not, and I repeat, do not give ESPN their own announcing lineup wherein consists of Dale Jarrett, Andy Petrie, and Dr. Jerry Punch. Please. That combo was so horrible. So awkward. ESPN from 2007 on to 2014. I don't know what happened. Doesn't matter if it's announcing. It doesn't matter if it was camera crews, production.
Should we just go farther back on that crap?
They fell off the face of the earth. The only person that I think was the glue that held them together was Alan Bestwick. Easily. Marty Reed ain't got shit on Alan Bestwick.
I was not to get off topic. I like how we all just kind of revert back to our Twitch self instead of just a GTN where we're just letting
It's it's live, so it's like, oh well, here we go, you know.
we're just letting it go.
But no, like even in the earlier years, mother of God.
Here's the thing. I would have preferred ESPN from 2000 on back. I would have don't you do that. Don't you do that. No, here's the thing. Bob Jenkins was a lot better than Dr. Jerry Punch ever will be.
Well, yeah. I'm not
Easily.
I'm not saying anything about Jenkins, but just how things went. My God. It was like just watching. Might as well just put an in-car camera and like, here you go.
But anyways, that's still interesting an interesting news piece there. But let's move it along here to more silly season stuff. This actually was a pretty interesting bombshell that got dropped on us today. Actually, at the time that we're recording this on July 28th, 10:35 p.m., Chandler Smith, this is actually kind of an interesting move here, is not returning to Front Row Motorsports truck team after this year.
That's surprising.
That
Like,
is
he's having-
huge.
After having like the couple of great seasons in that 38 truck for Front Row, I am surprised about this. Like, I knew after he moved from the Colic, not 91, the Colic, what was the Colic? It was Joe Gibbs. My bad, wrong. No.
So
Yeah. I'm thinking Eckes. Eckes was in the 16. Chandler Smith was in the 81. And yeah, I'm getting it right now. After he moved from the Xfinity at that time, then went back down to the Truck Series.
that's true. In a way, because when you think about it, trucks, he was with KBM, then he moved to Colic for a year or two, then to JGR, then went back down to trucks for front row. So all in all, like, I think the move to trucks was definitely a great way to sort of rejuvenate his career in a way, but not really at the same time, because I feel like even with Gibbs, if he had spent a couple more years with him, we probably would have been talking about him as a multi-time winner in the then Xfinity series for Gibbs. But hey, he made the move back down to trucks. I think that was still an equally good choice for him, but now he's leaving after this year.
The question is, where does
Where
he
does
go?
it go?
Let's theorize that for a second.
I got one. It's not happening. There's no way. But you know how we were talking, I think last week, about like Lane Riggs moving up, getting called to like the 4 and all that. What would be odd if somehow Chandler Smith got called up to the Cup Series?
So my take on going from like, trucks straight up to Cup, to me, as much as I don't want to say this, but it's like when LeBron James went from high school straight to the NBA. I personally think, I mean, I'm a little on a different story, but I think like if you're gonna get moved up, you go from trucks, you should go to O'Reilly's, then up to Cup,
Yeah.
because it's like college. You go to AAA, and then the pros.
Yeah, like I know that like there's been a couple of guys that have done What's the Cup, like HEIM, Hocevar,
Gilliland,
Gilliland,
Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch.
I'm gonna add in. I think Zane Smith as well involved. Yeah, Zane.
I think so, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
there's been several
Yeah.
in the next gen era, and I guess it's because like the Twats are similar to Cup, but I understand that, but I still think that like it should be how it's always
agree.
been, where like even both like in the 2000s, 2010s, it should be Arca, Twats, O'Reilly, Cup. Or some other local short twat, like some local short twat / Alka, and then twat a Wiley Cup. It shouldn't be. It should not be twat and then cup unless you're highly talented like
Corey
Kurt Busch,
Any of those other people that we just talked about.
Yeah, all the people that we talked about. So like
Yeah.
I get cup is similar or twat is similar to cup now, but I still think the old GUA is working their way up the old-fashioned way of short track racing, truck, or Wiley Cup.
I do agree with that.
I do agree with that.
But let's go back to that. Let's make some theories as to where Mr. Chandler Smith may wound up for the year 2027. Do we think that there might be an opportunity that could open up in trucks later on this year? Do we think he might make the jump to O'Reilly's? Let's hear it.
Well, here's the problem with the O'Reillys. Sorry to cut you off, Sly, but it's like the only problem with O'Reillys, there's no Ford.
But you never know. He could wound up moving over to another manufacturer.
I mean, I know that, but it's like that's the one problem.
That's still sad, by the way.
That's the one big problem. That's why some of these truck guys also move up to Cup, because like there is no Fords in the.
Yeah, that is true. Because like Zane Smith, he was once he left GMS, he was a front row truck guy, and then now he's a front row cup guy. So that is true. And same with Todd Gillen, front row truck, front row cup.
You do remember Zane Smith though did drive for Spire in 24 before going over to front row, yeah. But anyways, continue.
Weirdly enough, he actually did pretty well in that. But I just wanted to mention that. Go ahead, say what you're about to say, Sly.
But obviously O'Reilly's pretty much almost mirrors the Cup schedule,
Yeah.
right? So why not go to the O'Reilly series, get used to how the car, granted the next gen and O'Reilly cars are way different, obviously, but to get used to being in a car, not truck, and also running the tracks that they do. And not to mention, we never know. I mean, Ford could try something, maybe. I don't know.
If
Haven't got
they
it,
if
but
they care enough.
If they
which they
care,
don't.
yeah.
But no, just like everyone else had alluded to, you can go to a different manufacturer. There's some that have went from, I think, Chevy to Toyota, I believe. I may be wrong. I don't know. Or Chevy to Ford and stuff like that.
Right.
So, it's just whatever is like in their best interest as a driver. Not necessarily having to stay with Toyota or Chevy. Can't say Dodge yet because, Dodge hasn't come back yet. So, I mean, I would honestly would like to see Smith in the O'Reilly series. Just like what I said, to get used to some of the tracks that they run and not what the trucks have run.
No.
So
Honestly, not gonna lie, I don't know if how likely this is, but I do think Chandler Smith will be in O'Reilly next year, and I'm wondering because he's been all over the place already. KBM, Colleague, Joe Gibbs, front row. Why not add another team and have him go to the 2 car for
I
OCR
was thinking that.
and
I was-
replace Jesse Love while he Love goes up to Cup?
That car's
I was
open
thinking
next
about
year.
that,
Because OCR, they at least gotta figure out someone in the 2 car. And if Austin Hill ends up being full time in the 33 next year, then they will have to find someone in the 21 as well.
Not to
So
mention that's
there's one, maybe 2 spots open at OCR in the O'Reilly series. And I know OCR's not good in Cup, but OCR is damn good in the O'Reilly series. They always have been. Always.
not to mention the fact that as of right now, those are the only cars that are open. Like, well, I don't know
That we
about the
know of.
21, as we know of, yeah, but
Yeah.
we haven't heard anything from other people. It's like, I'm assuming in the JGR camp, we know all guys are staying. I'd be surprised if Carson Quaffle doesn't stay. Sammy Smith, I don't see the Junior Motorsports lineup. I don't know what they're doing to 88. I can't say nothing about that one. Raja is kind of on the I don't know. That was weird, but the rest of the Junior Motorsports drivers, I would be surprised if anyone else left. I don't know about Swalich, but I know JGR is pretty stacked. Brett Cruz, I assume he's doing one more year, and then more likely, if Danny retires in 27, he's taking over.
I'm sorry, but Brent Cruz needs to work on the shifters for the Cup cars before anything.
There you go.
Hashtag Coronado blow up.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know what other whys are open. As
That's
you
what
were
I'm-
saying, like,
But I think I would have to probably realistically say as well. To Stapleton's point, RCR, depending on what their future looks like, there's probably going to be 1 car open if Austin Hill doesn't move up the Cup next year to take over Kyle Busch's car. Officially.
Still the mystery of Josh Berry too, like where he's going.
That's true, but we'll probably
Riley Herbst.
We'll get there
I have
later.
an idea about Herbst.
We'll get there. We'll get there when we know more. Anyways, let's move on to some more news. And this one's devastating. I think this is devastating, but also at the same time, hey, big props to him in the same coin, because he wants to go out and enjoy life after 2027. But Alex Bowman will be staying in the number 48 for one more year. And then after that, he is officially retiring from full-time competition after next year. So first off, I feel sad. I was heartbroken to hear the news. It also caught me off guard at the same time, because we were thinking, man, it's contract year for Alex Bowman. I kind of don't think that he's going to stay. I kind of think he might have one more year to redeem himself. And we were kind of thinking one of those two things. And here's the bombshell of Alex Bowman's retiring after next year, which sucks, dude. But at the same time, and I think we all can agree on this, in the same token, good for him, because he wants to go and enjoy life. And this is kind of what he had said. Like, this is the point of his life where he had planned on retiring, because he didn't see himself racing until he was 45 or over. He saw himself going out and enjoying life while he still can, while he's still young, and especially with all the health issues that he's had over the years, from concussion-like symptoms to a broken back, so on, even vertigo.
Yeah.
Because he even said that he wanted to retire before 35.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, before 35.
And with all, like you just said, like with his back, vertigo, all the injuries that he's had, he's using his head. Props to him. See where things go for him in 28.
And speaking of 20, you bring that up, and I've brought this up off stream too. With that being said, that just leaves two candidates to take over. I don't even want to say. Here's my take. I don't even want to say the 48. And the reason I say that is because, like, I think I don't want them to retire the number, but I do want them to, like, take a break from the 48 number, especially since, like, I don't see any of these new young guys. Now, I don't want to say live up to the legacy of the 48, but have, like, the star power to drive said 48. Like we had, like, Jimmie Johnson for a while. We've had other names in the past be rumored, like Noah Gregson, which, when he time with Junior Motorsports, that was fine. Then when Alex Bowman moved to the 48, I'm like, that fits. Bowman, 48, everything matches, new guys coming up, like the two top potential guys, and I'd be surprised if any of you will argue with another name right now. But if there's another name, I kind of interested to see what you say. But obviously, top two for 28 has to be like either Connor Zillich or Corey Day.
Yeah.
I feel like those two are at least a given. If there's another name, I'd be curious.
I would think more Corey Day than
Agreed.
Zillich.
Yes.
Easily, because
Corey Day's already driving for Hendricks and
that's what I'm
O'Reilly.
It makes the most sense, right? Give Day one more year in O'Reilly's and put him up the cup in the following year. I think that's what the plan could, and maybe in my case, and maybe you guys might agree too, should be.
Agreed.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm not gonna lie. And like, Corey's been fast this year. He's top 5 in O'Reilly points, but he's not been perfect. He's made some clear rookie mistakes. So I do think having him have another year and then see if he's ready for Cup in 28, then sure. And then, like, I don't know for sure, but if Kyle Larson was older, I would be thinking of where Corey Day would be Larson's predecessor. But I don't think that's going to be the case unless when Larson retires, Corey Day goes to the 5.
Well,
but
what if, say, they moved Larson to the 48 and put Day in the 5?
No,
Larson's
it just doesn't.
Larson's been so synonymous with the 5 as of late.
Yeah.
Like it'd be hard to see him in the 48, and and that goes back to what I'm saying. Like I don't think we should run the 48 in 28.
Or for shits
really
and
don't.
giggles, the 42.
Yeah, I just don't think that's like possible, because especially with Larson in the modern era has easily cemented himself, with the 5 and the legacy that he's been able to build off of that. There's no way. But anyways,
But no, my last thought though about it is with the 48 ties into something else that I'm not saying yet.
well, that's actually a perfect thing to
Well,
segue.
Hold up.
You little shit.
You didn't let me have really any thoughts.
Okay, we're gonna put training wheels on Larson next year. We're good.
Silich, I think Hendrick's gonna have to pay a fortune to get Silich from Trackhouse, because I know
buy him out of the
Trackhouse is not
contract.
doing
Yeah.
good. Yeah, to try and buy out his contract, because I know Trackhouse is not doing great. I know Silich is not doing great, but who says that Trackhouse won't get better again in 27, 28?
Right.
And then Silich gets better in 27 and 20.
Yeah, my is a big yeah.
So unless they do something crazy where it's like, okay, you get to have a Hendrick alliance and we get Connor Zilich, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Zilich will stay at Trackhouse. I do think Corey Day, I do like that plan. This season and next season in O'Reilly, and then 2028 go to Cup.
Oh yeah.
But I do have another question for another candidate. What about Roger Caruth? Because he's also part of being sponsored by Hendrick.
I did think about Raja. It kind of depends on. To me, it kind of depends on what's going to happen with him for next season.
I personally don't think he's ready yet.
No, I think he just needs a couple more years.
Agreed.
Yeah, I like Raja. I just wanted to bring up because he's also.
I say by 29.
That's what I was thinking too. Like at least get a couple more years, get him like a actually solid ride, get him like some wins under his belt.
Not just that. Quit making him play musical chairs with the O'Reilly cards.
Yeah.
Another name I want to say too on that musical chairs deal, Carson Quapple.
Yep.
I think by now he deserves to have his own car and not just swap between
and not DGM cars. And then also Junior Motorsports, the 1 and the 9.
Yeah.
That ties into what I've said before. With the Cup guys going down to O'Reilly and racing down there. I think if you're in Cup, you shouldn't really race anywhere else because one, Indy or even Daytona, they can race in the O'Reilly series and no one else can. So it's like they got a leg up on, the track conditions as opposed to anyone else that's only going to be there to race on Sunday. So.
But that's my thoughts. I wanted to bring up Logic Groove, and now we can move on.
But yeah, but now, since we are getting close to 11, let's go ahead and try to hustle through this, even though it's probably not going to be too much of a hustle. I hope it's a hustle because it's also getting close to my bedtime. But big Jimmie Johnson news. This is big, and also this is the painful part for Sly because this is where he's having to walk away for a little bit. But we'll get his thoughts here eventually. But two things that surround Jimmie Johnson, and this is honestly big stuff, very very big stuff. The first one is that Jimmie Johnson has officially joined the Walk of Fame. And on top of that, he does become the first motorsports driver to do this.
That is impressive. That's like,
Mhm.
and it's a huge. It's huge, especially for him being the first motorsports out of any other pop like big names. Like he's for like any motorsports. You could probably list some more F1 drivers more than I can or someone's, but like for NASCAR side, big names over like big like Jimmy Johnson got it over like Jeff Gordon, Dale Sr., Richard Petty, just to name a few.
Yeah.
But that's just still, it just, it's still impressive. It's still cool in its own right to have like not just a NASCAR but motorsports in general.
And
First Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's
and I don't know if we're ever gonna see another, not just NASCAR driver, but race car driver on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
So
That honestly was really awesome. But
I mean, at least he got to kiss something else other than the bricks.
that's true. The second thing, and this was I think this is probably
Oh
the
my
biggest
God.
bombshell that I think we could have ever gotten
my God.
ever in NASCAR history, in the modern era itself. But
And I pointed that out to you. I think you missed it.
yeah, but no shot.
I missed it before. Like I came in after
So
it got announced. I'm like, what?
So
yeah. So I don't know if you want to take the reins or if you want.
let's do it here, because Sly and I were actually watching this live as this got announced.
Yeah.
But let's let me go ahead and say this.
Okay.
It was announced out of Rick Hendrick, then by Jimmie Johnson per social media. They have worked out a deal where for next year's Daytona 500, which will be Jimmie Johnson's last race in the Cup Series, Hendrick Motorsports has agreed to lend the 48 out to Jimmie Johnson for the 2027 Daytona 500. And there is a second layer that got unveiled to this as well. And there's more things that are coming for this whole deal. The number 48, it's not going to be in the Legacy Motor Club font, but it will be in the Hendrick Motorsports font, the Jimmie Johnson font we all know and love. Oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie.
You don't get this in motorsports these days. Like back then, that would have been unheard of.
Because when we were watching it, Rick Hendrick said himself that he had talked to NASCAR. He had talked to Ally about lending Jimmie Johnson the 48 for one race. One, brought a tear to my eye, not gonna lie. Two, and I even alluded this to Elijah, why not? This is your last ride. Why not get the band back together
Yes.
for one
yeah.
last
Yeah.
ride? Chad Knaus and Jimmie Johnson, one last time, please, God, make it fucking happen.
And if we're able to, bring the Lowe's car back.
Oh my God, I would lose my shit.
Making Sly
And you
cream over there too.
And you know how?
Well, one,
Go ahead, sorry.
he is literally from my hometown of El Cajon, California. My dad, when he was alive, had they went to to California. I forgot what for, but he went to the unveiling of what used to be called North Main Street in El Cajon, but it's now called Jimmie Johnson Boulevard. And he went to that unveiling. So,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, just hearing all this news and everything is just like, you know, I just don't know what to really personally think. You know, it's going to be heartbreaking at the end of the 500. You know, for someone who's watched NASCAR before y'all were born.
Yeah. I'd have to say, before you continue, Sly, I also thought of this as well. I think this probably is bigger than Kevin Harvick having the 29 like Bush theme car at North Wilkesboro for the All-Star race. I think this is a little bit bigger than that.
Oh, this is 10 times bigger.
Yes.
Look at, because like, look at the accolades. Look at the accolades that Jimmie's been able to put together for himself over the years with Hendrick Motorsports, and even in racing altogether. As of recently, a 7-time Cup champ, 84 wins. He owns his own team, basically. Originally would have been Richard Petty Motorsports, but still.
Which add on to that, he's a 7-time champion along with Richard Petty owning. So 2 7-time champions owning a team together.
Exactly.
Just like.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But yeah, it's well.
It's definitely a lot. So
I kind of hope it's the lows so that my WRLA car is actually in real life. But I digress.
But
Well,
I mean,
you know, it's gonna be very weird to see a number 48 in a Hendrick Motorsports font on a Toyota.
yeah, it will be.
Okay, and this now that we talked about it, this is where I was talking about the thing with the 48.
Mhm.
You know, obviously, you know, like with football, how when they retire the jerseys, obviously no one's going to be able to wear the number 12 in New England because of Tom Brady, you know, and all that stuff. Why not let the 48 go with Jimmie? Obviously, you know, Hendrick can bring back the 25 or whatever other number Subway got in his pocket.
Yeah.
You know, in replace of the 48. Because we know anybody like the number 3. Obviously, Austin Dillon's driving it. You know, he's kind of got ties with, you know, with that car number and everything. But we all knew the number 3 to be synonymous with Dale Earnhardt Sr. Same thing with the 48. It's got really, I think maybe the only tie is Jimmie Johnson.
Yes.
Easily.
So I say let it retire with Jimmie.
I was like, Hendrick has other numbers that can't be used. Like, obviously the 25 is most likely, but there's others. Like I don't remember, but I saw like a tweet over the weekend of like a whole list of the current numbers that are not being used in the Cup Series that Hendrick has used in the past.
Yeah.
And like obviously the 25 is one of them. And I don't think when they said that Bowman was to become Infinite year with Ally, I don't think they said the number.
Mm-hmm.
No,
they haven't yet.
That's
so like
to be
that's
determined.
making me kind of think with Sly, maybe they're gonna let the 48 just one more time with Jimmie, and then Bowman gets a new number for his final year, and then a new number, and then whoever that number is will be whoever replaces Bowman. Maybe.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to see that in person.
Oh, 100%. It really would be. It really would be, honestly. But to bookend that, man, it's gonna be
emotional 500. I tell you
it's
that.
gonna be super emotional. So
It'll be fun to watch in person.
Wyatt,
he's
Are
hinting
you
at
going to
something.
Daytona?
So, you know how I told y'all that I had some big news in the group chat?
There it
Some
is.
big major news.
There it is.
I am going to the Daytona 500 in 2027.
What?
Well, you know what?
The last minute.
Well, guess what? Why don't you stop by me, bitch?
We're flying, so we'll see what we can do and all that. I can't make that promise, but no.
Wyatt,
It's only 2 hours.
Let me break I'm not going by myself. I'll go with my dad and a family friend. But let me break this down how this happened. So on Sunday, after the whole news, my dad came home and I was talking and I told him the news. And he started looking up about stuff about he's a big Jimmy Johnson guy. He's the one that drives my 48 for my team. So he kept looking up tickets. And I was like, well, just looking up tickets. I haven't thought about what tracks to go to next year. I haven't thought nothing else. I just know the time we thought about was try to do a group meetup and all that stuff. So I get doing this, and I get back. What is it? Monday? Yesterday? No, was it yes? Yeah, it was yesterday. So I get back from being over at Mouse's and all that, and then I'm about to do my laundry stuff, and I just got hit with the bombshell. Like I knew they were looking at it, but they went ahead and just they did a little deal where they could pay partly, but I have to help them pay. But they got the ticket.
That's
And
awesome.
I just got blown away.
I could tell you from being in the facility, Wyatt, you will have to stop by the Dale Earnhardt Trophy, or not trophy, the statue. It's an amazing facility.
Oh yeah.
I believe it.
I obviously haven't been since the Coke 0400 in 2014 when Danica Patrick was actually racing and Kyle Busch was on his lid in turn 3.
I remember that. That was the one flip.
But no, it is like every track obviously got diehard fans. Daytona's got one of the most diehard fans.
This is cool. First of all, this is the second Crown Jewel race I'll be going to, which that's own right is pretty cool. But it's like all this happened in the span of 3 days because I went. I was at work and then my dad kept texting me about stuff about it. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know about that. But then, I just got hit with it yesterday, just out of
You're like, holy cow!
I'm like, no shit.
Here.
No shit. We're going to the Daytona 500. Obviously, I have to call up money to help him out and with this new job. But that is the biggest for NASCAR fans. That is probably one of the bucket list tracks.
Yeah, for me,
and another thing, bring fucking sunscreen. It is hot as shit down here.
It doesn't matter if it's in February.
It's hot as shit here in Oklahoma. I have no AC, and it's over 100 here.
Yeah, but you get tornadoes. There's your AC. Just don't get too close to it.
But where's the fun in that?
No place like home.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, that is awesome on it, and that's I've gone to the Indy 500 5 years in a row now. That's the bucket list time for me.
Alrighty, Sly. Have fun.
Oh yeah. I'll just put it on the side thing.
Okay.
Y'all were talking, and it made me feel a little bad when y'all were talking the Bristol. When y'all were talking everyone meets up at the Bristol night race. and I'm just like, I think you saw my face. I'm like trying to hold it in. I'm like, I can't. I don't know. I don't know about the Bristol because
No,
Yeah.
maybe you could talk to your dad about flying maybe like a day earlier. Rent a car and drive up 2 hours up 95.
we're already planning on doing a rent car, and it's not just like I said, it's not just me. It's a family friend of ours too. So
Well, either way, come up 95 about 2 hours.
I'll try. I can't. I don't know how much promises I can make on that, but we will try. But other than that, it just
Don't make me have to talk to your dad, boy. Yeah.
good luck with that. Good luck with that one. He'll probably say like, "You got the money for it? For my gas money?"
Hey, who knows? That's next year.
But anyways, it just I got like I knew I wanted to say it here.
Yeah, that's
on
awesome.
GTN.
That is, yeah.
That is really awesome. Like,
I just saw
short
all
list.
your faces when I mentioned like, yeah.
Do
it'll be
you
fun.
know exactly like what area you're gonna be at?
He told me it's like it's by the fence. It's gonna be by the fence. I believe it's like close to the start. I'll have to get back with you on
Like
that
close to
one.
the track?
I'd say like maybe close to start finish line, not on it. Maybe just like a little bit more. I don't know. I'll have to get more. I have to get back with you on that. On the top
Yeah,
of my
because
head.
I could tell you from, like I said, from being at
But
Daytona.
there wasn't a lot of spots.
Oh yeah,
Obviously.
dude,
Right.
it's the pinnacle race of NASCAR. It's the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the best place, and I found this out the hard way, and I think I showed you the YouTube video I did back then on a cheap ass phone. Higher up is the place to be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But alrighty. I think
But yeah,
with that said,
oh sorry.
go for what you were gonna say.
What I'm jealous as someone that's gone to the Indy 500 5 times. There's a short bucket list that I for sure want to go to for Crown Jewels. The Indy 500, check. The Daytona 500, I want to go there so damn bad. The Coca-Cola 600,
Yeah.
the Arlington, Bristol's cool because I can see the entire track. And I want to go to the Chili Bowl one day.
I live not that far from Chili Bowl, and I've still never gone, which is surprising to me. But it's like you mentioned Bristol. It's like I want a redemption from Bristol. If y'all know me for a long time, y'all know it's like one of my biggest things that been pissed me off for the years is the fact that like I only got to see 20 laps of the 500 at the Bristol night race, and like because it rained out on my birthday weekend.
Okay. Before I go and before you end, at least you got to go to Bristol.
I know.
I had that opportunity taken away from me.
Yeah.
No, literally. So that is all.
Alrighty though. Alrighty. With that said, I think we're gonna go ahead and put a cap on this episode. We would normally go in and preview the next weekend, but we have a off week, so we'll do that when we get to Iowa.
Great preview though, guys.
Absolutely.
Great preview.
Great preview. But with that said, ladies and gents, we're going to go ahead. We're going to wrap up this episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR. I want to thank you guys a lot for watching this episode. If you watched it live on Twitch, hey, congratulations. You actually watched a GTN session go down in person. Well, not in person, but virtually. You know, you get what I mean. So if you
COVID in person.
So if you like what you saw, be sure to hit the follow button so you don't miss a future stream. And if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on Spotify, be sure to hit the follow button on Spotify and be sure to go over to the YouTube channel, hit the like button. Be sure to consider subscribing so that way you can keep up with all the GTN episodes throughout the 2026 season and beyond, and even all the past episodes from our first season that are still being released right now, all the way to the end of the NASCAR season. So, hey man, it's actually kind of awesome that we're still doing that, and you know, we're gonna keep bringing back more past episodes and even current ones as well. But anyways, that's gonna do for us. On behalf of Slifer, my co-host Wyatt, and Nathan Stapleton, I'm getting mixed up because I'm pointing everywhere and I'm looking at my camera and it's just like, where's my finger going? I'm Elijah Leonard signing out, and we'll catch you guys on the very next episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR.
Thanks for listening to tonight's episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit that follow button so you don't miss a future episode throughout the NASCAR season. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.